Ying Jade Gan, the word couple of people, who are Luling, parents' premature death, leaving a younger brother named Gan Jue, were Jades. There were only 5 years old, a brother support. Jade Gan particular affection for his brother, even as their children. Later Gan Jue gradually grown up, beautiful outstanding, intelligent write articles. Jade Gan more like his brother, often said, my brother outstanding talent, cannot find a good wife, but the selection is so intense, it has also failed marriage. When Gan Yu Kuang Shan reading at Sengsi, one night just to lie down, he heard voices outside the window, a woman. Sneak a look and see 3 or 4 women sat on the floor, there are a few maids serving wine at the end, it looks very beautiful, a woman said. Chin lady, Ingrid, why not come? Said the woman sitting on a lower seat. From yesterday to Hangu Pass, was wicked hurt his right arm, and we cannot play together, is therefore regretted. Another woman said, last night I had a nightmare, and now think of it also scared. Straight sweat woman denies a status in the next seat, he said, do not say tonight our sister Joy to get together, say those terrible things as people unhappy. The woman said, is this girl how so timid? Tigers will put you. Ran off in order to not let us say, must sing a song, drinking add to the fun for the sisters. Woman's low voice sings. Between positive and laughing, suddenly a tall man came in from the outside. Stalwart, arrogant, eyeball, like the falcon also fly light, it looks ugly and horrible. Women were crying, she said, monster coming, hastily between Brunetta Schausen, only singing woman walking swaying instability, could not run away, was caught. Frankenstein, she wailed, struggling. Frankenstein angry roar, biting woman's finger, they chew, and the woman fell to the ground fainted. Jade Gan pity this woman, cannot tolerate the hearts of anger, and hurried out of the sword to open the door to go out, waved his sword, cut on the thigh Frankenstein's legs fell off, reluctantly fled. Jade Gan helped the woman into the house. I saw her face, such as dust, blood red sleeves, a look at her hand, right thumb has been broken. Gan Yu torn pieces of cloth wrapped for her. Then the woman moaned, life-saving kindness, how will repay it? Gan Yu Gang saw this woman, want to make the hearts of younger brother has been procured, and therefore put their idea to the woman, and she said, I am a mutilated person has been unable housework, I will be another for your brother looking for a. Gan Yu asked her last name, she replied, surname Chin, Gan Yu for her laid quilt, let she temporarily to rest here, holding their own quilt somewhere else. Dawn came and saw the empty bed, thinking that women own home, but the police visit to a nearby village, there is little surnamed Chin wide care of relatives and friends, and no definite news. Home with his brother talking about this matter, very remorseful, as if lost anything different. One day, by chance Gan Jue to the countryside to play, he met a woman 15 or 16, and very beautiful, looking. Gan Jue smile, as if there is anything to say, then looked around with watery eyes, and asked, are you willing to do home Jiro? Gan Jue said yes. The woman said, your father and I have about hired me to do your wife, why today you want to abandon the first covenant, Chin and other engagement? Gan Jue said, I grew lost their parents, old friends never heard of, please talk about your family's last name, I go back and ask, brother, the woman said do not need to elaborate, as long as you are willing, I will come to your home. Gan Jue yet to announce his brother decline, the woman said with a smile, silly musical brother should be so afraid. I surnamed Lu, Wang lived in Dongshan village 3 days, waiting for your good news, then say goodbye to leave. Gan Jue home, the matter told the older siblings, brother said, she said is a lie when his father died, I was 20 years old, if there is such a thing, I have not heard how, and because this woman walking alone in the wilderness, but also men and casual conversation, more despise her, asked the woman's face. Gan Jue red face to the neck, without saying a word, his wife smiled and said I must be a beautiful woman. Jade Gan said, how can a child discern beauty and ugliness? Even beautiful, but also not as Chin and other things fail, then consider this not too late. Gan Jue did not speak back to his room to go. A few days later, Gan Yu saw a woman on the road, crying and go forward. He rained glance at the woman so beautiful to see. This world is simply unparalleled. Jade Gan asked the servants in the past. The woman replied, I was betrothed to Gan Jue. Due to a poor family moved far away, they cut off the news recently. I came back. I heard Lang home half-hearted. To abandon the marriage I want to go ask brother began. Person, how would I do it? Gan Yu pleasantly surprised to hear, said I am willing to elderly people in the past couple of people set on marriage under. I really do not know here close to home. Please go home to discuss it, said dismounted, let the woman ride. He drove home with the horse. Woman's introduced himself, my nickname Jiao Ying, no other siblings, only Chin cousin and I live together. Then Jade Gan came to understand, the last brother met a beautiful woman she is. Jade Gan think marriage has notified the family Ying tried to prevent. Jade Gan brother was secretly delighted to get such a good wife, but worried Ying frivolous man, recruit people talk. Over time, Ingrid found very dignified manner, another girl's flirtatious, but also good at conversation, treat his wife as mother of respect, his wife is particularly fond of her. Midday, Gan Jue couple close together feast, sent for his wife Ingrid passed. Gan Jue do not want to leave his wife. Ying told her to let the people go, that I'll come on later, but still sat laughing. Long time did not mean to. Gan Jue afraid when his wife waited too long, and therefore repeatedly urged Ying go. Ingrid just smiled, and ultimately did not go. The next morning, Ying Gang cleaned up. His wife came over and asked with concern, last night we together, why it looks blue? Ying did not say anything, just smiled. Gan Jue feel a little abnormal, repeatedly asked and found inconsistencies both sides talking. Sister appalled, said if not a monster, how it will be two places at once? Jade Gan was afraid. Across the curtain to Ying said my people are good, turn deserves another, and no person under the implacable product. If you are a monster, please go quickly, please do not wait for my brother. Ying said shyly I was not a person, just because Guang died to about betrothed. Therefore Chin's sister advised me to get married, not knowing rearing birth to a boy, who wanted to leave, so do not go loving, because evidently been good to me now that I have to wonder, from your breakup turning into a parrot, flew away lightly. At first, when Gan father was alive, the family raised a parrot is very smart, sweet father often personally feeding. Gan Jue was only 4 years old, asked, aviculture do it, his father teased him, said, give you a wife. Sometimes the parrot did not eat, and called Gan Jue to feed, said then do not feed, starve your wife up. The family also used these words and Gan Jue joke. Later, the chain is broken, the parrot flew away, then before we know Ying said marriage is about it. Gan Jue Ying is not knowing, but miss her all the time. His wife is more miss for Ingrid, crying day and night. Jade Gan regret, but do nothing. 2 years later, Jade Gan for his brother married a girl surnamed Zhang, however Gan Jue still feel melancholy. Jade Gan do have a cousin in the official manager of Guangdong. Yu Gan go there to visit, go for a long time did not come back. At this time, the bandits are catching up downtown, near the village mostly in ruins. Gan Jue very afraid, also led the family fled to the valley. Many sought refuge in the valley, men and women did not know each other. I heard a woman whisper, sound particularly like Ying. Gan Jue urged his wife to look at the front, it really is Ying. Gan Jue was very happy. Ying grabbed hold of his arm. Ying said to her companion sister go, I came to see his wife. His wife came, he saw his wife sadly choking cry. Ying repeatedly comfort, he said this is not a safe place, advised them to go home. Everyone feared robber again. Ying sure to say nothing would happen, so everyone back. Ingrid summarized some soil to block the door, asked everyone to take home, do not go out. He sat down again, asked several times, turned to go. His wife hurried to hold her wrist, letting the two maid grabbed her feet. Ying alternative but to leave. However, seldom returned to the bedroom, began Jue about her 3 or 4 times, she went once. With her sister often said Gan Jue new married Jiang feels satisfied, then it is up in the morning Jiang Ying dressing up, combed head, as she carefully whitewash, people to see, Chiang beautiful than before several times. Ingrid was so dressed up for 3 days, actually turned into beauty. His wife was very strange, he said. I do not want to give your brother a son by a concubine. Not enough time and I do not know whether the maid can choose a beautiful dress. A little of Ying said there cannot be change people, but otherwise looks good, easy to change, nothing. So the maid were all read it again. Only one looks dark and ugly, there should be male relative, and called to let her washed up, followed by concentrated powder and various miscellaneous yeomo her painted face. Such painted 3 days, the maid's face gradually from black to yellow, and from the 4th day to the 7th day painted, powder can skin inside, actually look good. The whole family every day just closed its doors, joking, do not think, hurried retreat. One night, suddenly he heard cries outside the riots. The family did not know what to do. Soon heard people shouting outside, then have gone. After dawn, they discovered that the village burned, almost always steel, divided into small groups of bandits, searched everywhere, all the people hiding in the valley, killed or taken captive. So the family, more grateful Ying, looked upon her as a man of God. Ying suddenly said to his wife, said, I came just because unforgettable friendship, sister, to help you share some chaos in the troubled brother is coming home. I'm here, just as the saying goes, non leaf a peach, become a funny person, I may go back. I can watch it to see his wife. His wife asked, your brother on the way going to be okay? Ying said, there is disaster and others on the road, but does not matter. Chin brother kindness sister received, will repay, it will not have anything. His wife Ingrid and then retain one night, before dawn she went away. When Jade Gan from Guangdong came back home to hear the hurried retreat, then day and night to drive home, ran into bandits, master and servant dropped the horse, the silver wrapped around the waist, hiding in the thorns, a chinji alighted on thorns, wings cover their master or the servant. Jade Gan saw Birdfoot, missing a toe, heart is very strange. Then the robbers from all sides around us, around the thorn bush search, as if looking for them, two did not dare even guess. After the robbers dispersed, Chinji just fly away. Jade Gan home, and their human family described the encounter between the two sides. Before we know, the beautiful girl Chinji Yu is willing to have saved the when later, in any case where Jade Gan does not go home at night, Ying will be estimated Jade Gan will want to come back. They leave early. Gan Jue sometimes encountered in the house his wife Ingrid, took the opportunity to invite her to his own house, and Ingrid promised not to go. One night, Jade Gan went to somewhere else. Gan Jue Ying estimates will come, waiting to go into hiding. Soon, Ingrid did indeed come up. Gan Jue suddenly come out. He stopped Ying, drew her to her bedroom. Ying said, I love you, and have done, and then reluctantly together. I am afraid that God will blame if a little leeway left, but also from time to time meet with. How? Gan Jue did not listen, and ultimately lived together. At dawn, he went to see his wife. Strange how the night his wife not to come. Ying said with a smile, midway robber stole, let his wife amiss, said a few words in a hurry to go. Budoyahu, there was a big cat dangling from a parrot after his wife the door. Sister scared to death, thought certainly Ying. Shampoo was being hurried, stop, shouted, shouting and playing with the family, was recaptured parrot. I saw the parrot left wing dipped in blood, just keep a little breath. Sister put it in her lap, stroking a long time before he came to the parrot, mouth combing the wings. After a child, the house fly in a circle, call the sister, do not hate me Gan Jue, then muster wings and flew away, never to return.